213.
Hello. Ha. Hashtag VersTEAv family and welcome. It's week 213. I'm Aaron Mack, here with my good friend Kevin, aka Basic Complexity, and he will take it away with the significance of numbers 213. Kevin, take it away, my friend.
All right. Well, first off, what's up, everybody? Now regarding numbers 213, or in particular, I break it down either 3 or 13. And wanted to first speak about the number 3 because I lost my only child status before I even turned 2. So that was long. Then yeah, 13 for me is it stands out because it was my young adolescent days that I was becoming a young man, because I was technically at that point, when I turned 13, I became a teenager. So yeah, I was getting up there thinking I was grown, and clearly I wasn't. And it just reminded me when I was, well, at this point at 13, I technically had a godmother who was born when I was technically 11 but pushing 12. And yeah, then came 13, and I distinctly remember when I was, what, I was 6, asked my mom after my youngest sister was born, was she gonna have any more kids, because I wanted a little brother. And she was clearly like, nah, this is it. And I was like, well, that sucks. But then I got a godbrother, and I was like, all right, close enough. And yeah, that's what I got.
All right. So for my new song this week, so I have YouTube Music, and that is, as a musician who loves music, YouTube Music is a very enjoyable, very pleasant, very anything that I want in a music platform for me. And they've introduced this new thing called the tuner, which is very cool because you select artists that you want to hear and what vibe of music you want to hear from them. So other things that have always, like when you first join Apple Music or whatever, you have to go through and pick all of these artists that you like, and that's sort of that, and that's only in the beginning, mainly. And with this, you can go back and do it as many times as you like. And for me, my song is Unholy by Sam Smith featuring King Petra, the remix. And I particularly like that song when I go on my walks at night, exercising. Got to keep going, can't give up. And when I go on my walks, because I select the artists that I want to hear, and then you also select what style of music. And when I select pump up music, like that comes up often. And I'm like, that's so cool, to go in and tune it the way you want it. Anyway, but my favorite is by Sam Smith, always goes back to I'm not here to make friends. Because particularly when he says that 30 almost got me and I'm so, because I'm like 40 almost got me and but anyway, Basic Complexity, your older song, my friend.
All right. My older song is actually a remake of an even older song. But my older song is actually Misty Blue. And I'm talking about the version by Monica because I know a few people did remake the song. So the song Misty Blue was originally done by was the lead track on Dorothy Moore's 1976 album Misty Blue. And was remade for Monica's 1998 sophomore album, The Boy's Mind. And that's what I have.
All right. And for this week, the titles are #CommittedTo, #SatiricalAlly, #FirstSteps, #WantsSimplified, #Live One Timeless 80s Edition. Basic Complexity, are you ready to get this show on the road, my friend?
Yeah, let's go.
#CommittedTo at Power1051, #VersTEAv213
My gay stuff was took out of proportion for me speaking. Sometimes I speak it the wrong way. Like my mama say, I say it the wrong way. But the gay people don't hate me, the real gay people. Like that I see in the airports and shit. The gay people don't hate me. They say, Boots, you be speaking some real shit. Mm-hmm. They be saying, half these motherfuckers ain't even us. So I don't know, bro, but I don't have nothing against the LBGT.
I be trying
I gotta say it right.
LGBTQ. LGBTQIAEIOU, and sometimes
Y. What's the thing?
It's LGBTQ.
I have nothing against the LGBTQ.
There you go.
Final answer. I have gay people on my staff.
That's right. And then, people were talking about your daughter, and you was like, you accept your daughter fully.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
So that wasn't a concern or problem at all either.
When you 22, hey, I feel like I raised her right. Mm-hmm. I was gone from some important years, 8 to 13, and when I came home, I was trying to be a makeup dad. I wasn't into her sex life like that. I never even,
you don't want to know that when you got daughters. I got 4 daughters.
I just did 5 years in prison, just did beat death row.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I won't come up and make up, you know what I'm saying? So I missed a lot. I respect her coming out when she did. Mm-hmm. You're a grown woman, 22. You could pop pussy. You can do what you want. You grown.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But as a dad, I don't support it also. I'm a Southern Baptist. We don't support it also, but we don't shun it. We don't shun it. You see what I'm saying?
You got a song called They Dyking.
Yeah, I know, but that's in your that's really just speaking on the music. You don't want that for your children. You know what I'm saying? My dick get hard, okay. I like to women. But I'm not gonna bring a woman in the household to see kids get raised by that. Traditional household.
All right. And I will say that let me do this.
Here we go.
Okay, so for me, my initial reaction to this is I feel that Lil Boosie, is legitimately trying but he is misunderstood. And I do acknowledge that media can blow things out of proportion for people. Second part, I was a little confused by it at first, but I sort of realized that what Charlemagne was doing, Charlemagne was actually trying to trip up Lil Boosie. And it's like, okay, I get it. And DJ Envy was just straight up on task, period. Now, my connection to it, I don't understand fully what he was saying when he was like, real gay people, us real gay people. It's like, I don't know exactly to whom he is referencing, but okay. And I was bothered by his talking about the fact that he missed from her age 8 to 13 because, yeah, that's problematic in and of itself. I get it. But I kind of think that he's saying that if I was there, I would have been able to impact her and change her from being that way. But since I wasn't there, I wasn't able to make that change. And now that she's 22, she's grown, it's too late. I'm totally cool with it. You know, she's grown, which also kind of concerns me because I'm like, well, it sounds like and maybe I'm reading too much into it, possibly, I don't know. But it sounds like to me, you're saying that if she had actually come out to you at 12 or 13 years old, you would have been one of those parents who were like, get the F out of my house. That's problematic. Now, yes, he does have a Q plus manager, a queer manager, who went on the Gay Dating Coach's show. I almost said Talk Your Ish Wednesday. No, Shoot Your Shot Wednesday with the Gay Dating Coach. But it's kind of like people will say, some of my best friends are Black or whatever. It's kind of in that same realm. The fact that he's like, yeah, you know, my manager is gay. It's like, oh, okay, it's that same thing. But he is, and that is true. That's fact. Now, I particularly didn't like when he went into the whole, I'm a Southern Baptist. And we don't support it. We don't shun it. And he did the whole T like it. I'm like, stop. Okay, pump the brakes. Anyway, I'll finish in my 1 minute. I don't like that dichotomy. Basic complexity.
Okay. After hearing what he said, I somewhat understand. But at the same time, I just flat out don't agree with them. However, that situation could be cool, or a person like that could be cool, and we could simply just agree to disagree. Yeah. That's what I have.
Okay. So yeah, I didn't like that dichotomy that people do, that it's like, I love you in spite of the fact that I don't love you. It's like that kind of churchy way of speaking bothers me when some people do it. Not all church people, because I'm a church people and my church does not speak like that. But some churches do. And it's like, we don't support it, but we don't shun it. I'm like, shut up. Okay. But I'm not upset with him because, and you know what, I'll just go into my one sentence. What I said is, I blame Lil Boosie's church for his thinking, but I do believe that the sincere effort is in his heart, that he is sincerely trying. But church hurt, church harm is a real thing. And I think he is yet another example of church harm, because that's impacting his reasonable judgment and reasonable ability to love everybody. Ironically, basic complexity or one and one.
And yeah, I was reading what I wrote. Is that you could have different opinions on several things, but as long as you respect each other, yeah, as long as you respect each other, friendship can flourish. So it's possible, not always likely, but possible. That's what I've.
Oh, right. And now we're going to introduce something new, because I really want hashtag VersTEAv to be interactive. We want to hear what you all think as well. And I've decided I will formally ask our hashtag VersTEAv family a formal question after topics. And this time, my question for you, I'm talking to you, friend. My question is, honestly, Boosie sounds like he is another victim of church harm. My question, who is to blame? Should we not shun or support either one? Should we not shun or should we support either one? Kind of crazy worded question, but I think you all get where I'm going. And yeah, I'll give my answer to this actual question. The churches that put that way of thinking in his mind, I think, are going the way of the dinosaur. And I think that's a good thing. Churches like the church that I attend are where it's at, because there are a lot of people who want to believe. I want to believe. So I do feel that church still has a place in our society. Basic complexity, did you want to answer that question, or are you ready to move on? It's up to you.
As far as like, I guess, accepting people or shunning them.
Nope. That's not really the question. You don't have to answer it if you don't want to, though. So we can just move on.
Yeah. Well,
are you ready to move on?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's move on.
Hashtag SatiricalAlly at HotVicKrishna. Hashtag VersTEAv213
This Pride, Chick-fil-A has big plans.
To celebrate, we're putting fortunes in all of our sauces.
Being gay is a choice. That's right.
Oh, this is a good one. Eat more chicken, suck less cock.
This summer, you will find your true love of the opposite gender.
Chick-fil-A, the A is for ally.
Oh, all right. Face complexity, it's on you.
All right, so definitely regarding Chick-fil-A. I have not been fond of Chick-fil-A, or in particular, I guess their president, whoever leads the company. Because I'm just not all about supporting homophobia. And just for the record, I just want to be clear. I'm not saying that every single person working at Chick-fil-A is a homophobe. Not saying that at all. But I am saying the company president is. And yeah, that's my opinion on that. Cannot. Sorry. I can say, in all honesty, yeah, some of the food do be on point. Their lemonade is really good. Also, however, I could do without and make my own. That simple, just like I did earlier today. But I'm not like just entrapped by Chick-fil-A. Do I like the things the company president is doing? No, because I know he gives some of that money to supporting homophobic groups, and I'm just not cool with that. And yeah, that's what
That's a really good point as far as supporting homophobic groups, because that is a relevant concern. I will say this is hilarious satire from HotVicKrishna and telling people where to find their truth. That's hilarious. And I ask, define ally, and I'm also being ironic, I know, but yikes, goodness. And I have a lot of friends who are, and apparently you are included as well among these friends, who are not big fans of supporting Chick-fil-A, but as you did mention, I don't think that everyone at every single level of Chick-fil-A is homophobic. I don't think that's a requirement for a job start, nor do I think they even ask it on the application. I don't know. But I was going to go into the fact that I remember one of the Chick-fil-A's that I used to frequent. Sorry, I know. The food is just good and healthy, and it helps me feel good. I'm sorry. I actually did it just this morning with my nephews and niece and sister-in-law and brother and mother for my second mother for breakfast. But anyway, yes, I remember at this Chick-fil-A that I used to go to, one of the guys, I was like, yeah, he is clearly a queen, So I was like, Chick-fil-A can't be that bad if they hired this guy as a manager, But I'm not going to lie, you did mention a point that's a really relevant point that, yeah, you're not going in line and getting your order from the CEO most times, but because I don't know what he does, but it does matter where he sends the money from the profit of the business. So that is a relevant point, Kevin. I give you thumbs up for that. It's a good point to mention. Sometimes my support feels similar to Black people who support somebody who's blatantly racist, or support blatantly racist establishments, or poor people who support wealthy only causes, thinking like they're a part of the club. It's mental acrobatics that we do to support these things. And I get it. It's there's a complexity. You're one and one. You're one square, whatever that may be.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Just in general, that there in situations like that, there is a lot to consider for boycotting. And the most important thing is to have a plan B, as I almost always do. That's what I have.
Okay. My one is sometimes we lie to ourselves for reasons. Sometimes the food being healthy and tasty is all it needs, all we need. I don't know. Now, I will do our next question. And this one is a simple one. Hashtag VersTEAv213B. This is our family question segment. Question for the hashtag VersTEAv family. And hashtag VersTEAv family, I'm asking you, do you visit or even simply eat Chick-fil-A food? And please comment, thumbs up, and share and subscribe and all that stuff. But please put it in the comments with your view on Chick-fil-A food. Now, as I just said, I just had some Chick-fil-A this morning. I do some mental acrobatics with that. Anyway, basic complexity. Did you want to answer that yes or no question or anything?
Yeah, I would say, with, I guess, situations like Chick-fil-A, I'm well aware of the fact that in particular, the CEO or president or whatever he is, he is on some level kind of homophobic. And that's him. And I might not, but no, I'm not gonna say might not. I definitely don't agree with the stuff he does. However, some of the food at times be on point. So, like, food in particular, they eliminate the.
All right. And next C, and you're up first for C. Share, subscribe, and share again, please, and thank you. Yes.
Hashtag FirstSteps at YKReborn, hashtag VersTEAv213C.
Remember how I predicted it was going to be just a matter of time that Boston Dynamics dog was integrated with ChatGPT? Well, it's happened.
Can you please provide a question or a context for me to answer?
You're crowding my space. Spot, walk forward.
Now, currently, this is just in a controlled environment and is an experiment, but that experiment will soon become standard practice. ChatGPT will have a body now. Think about how that can manifest considering the fact that ChatGPT still is very glitchy and buggy, with manifestations of our world's oppression in it as well. So instead of just biased data going into an algorithm, and the algorithm then saying something racist as output, that could then potentially be accompanied by a physical manifestation of that racist output as well now. And also, the combination of robotics and AI can be used for extremely helpful situations. For example, helping someone navigate from point A to point B with the path of the least amount of stairs, obstacles, or rough terrain. Definitely a lot more needs to happen in terms of transparency as well as building trust. It will be critical to put stopgaps and safety measures in place. And as someone in tech justice, I'll be working hard to keep those accountability measures in place and to keep you informed of ethics and AI and the implications in our world.
Oh, right. I love that sound. I'm sorry. But my initial reaction is that's kind of scary a little bit. And I am ultimately a Lego movie, everything is awesome, blue pill kind of guy. I'm not going to lie. I am kind of that guy a little bit. And I also acknowledge, though, it's not like this example is showcasing it on the level of the Terminator. The Terminator, first movie Terminator came out. I had just turned 1 year old, and you were not yet 1 year old because it came out October 84. Anyway, but even with a racist, absolutely awful, horrible racist programmer, these things are not independent thinkers. They can only do the code that is put in them. So maybe a good thing could be that these things will have less human fear. Now, something that I literally just thought about in the spur of the moment, the fact that people, independent people, it's not just government agencies that will be creating these things, because like everything, there will be people who can create these things on their own. So that is a little bit scary and kind of negates just about everything that I wrote here. But downtown bus, yes, there are good things that can come of this. For example, I caught the bus downtown this past Saturday, and somebody saw me with my walker and all of that, and downtown Cleveland was Pride this weekend, yay! So there are a lot of rainbow flags and a lot of family members out there, and it was wonderful. And I didn't fully enjoy it. The only I don't need to go into all of that, just because I kind of stumbled upon that. But it was beautiful, and somebody helped me across the street, and somebody else was helping a blind person across, because gay people are just so wonderful, and when we take over the town, we do wonderful things. And somebody's helping a blind woman across the street, and I was thinking in relation to this technology, it could be good to have like robots to like help people across the street in such situations and stuff like that. That can be good. And stuff with like ChatGPT, blah, 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 blah. Now, we need more programming ethics, justice people like YK Reborn. And I will talk about the pulse oximeter in my connection after this basic complexity. My one square.
Sure.
Basic complexity.
Oh, okay. This really isn't a huge surprise to me personally. In general, on some level, we all knew this was gonna happen. In a very distinct way, we knew it would happen eventually, and that's just what it is. That's what I've.
Oh, right. Yeah, so in terms of technology developing, and also as it relates to the pulse oximeter, it's not that a concern is necessarily that like an evil genius is going to be there with the curly mustache and just trying to make things awful for people. But sometimes bad things happen or poor programming happens inadvertently, and I used the pulse oximeter example that we discussed a few weeks ago, because with the pulse oximeter, that's one of those things that's like, oh, well, they kind of just realized like afterwards that, it doesn't really work as effectively on people with dark skin. And that's not because they were like, we're trying to make people with dark skin suffer. No, that's just kind of how the studies worked based on who they were able to test examples on and stuff like that. So those kind of issues could also potentially find their way into these ChatGPT human robots. I don't know. Anyway, but my one sentence is, as far as the YK Reborn person's profile, in that profile, YK Reborn has a really powerful quote, and that YK Reborn said, oh, quote, oppressors try to erase history so they can repeat it, end quote. And I was astounded by that, and that's powerful. And I have nothing much to really say other than that I'm going to just let that sit right there for you all. Florida, what do you think? Basic complexity?
Okay. All right. Just become not knowledgeable about the power options, just in case it's needed. Because then you will have the power to just cut it off. That's what I have.
Oh, right. Now, the question, and I realized, at first I was like, do you have something to say about it? I have something to say. No. This question part, we've already said what we have to say. Now we just want to hear from you, hashtag VersTEAv family. Type it in the comments what you think about this. And here's the next question for you all. What would you want or need to be happy with this new level of AI technology, artificial intelligence technology? Comment down below or wherever the comments are, wherever you're seeing us on social media, hashtag VersTEAv. Basic Complexity, are you ready for the next one?
Yes.
Hashtag WantsSimplified at Malik D. McIntyre, hashtag VersTEAv213
A lot of people think I'm single because I want to be single, and that's not true. I love love. What the fuck? I want to be married. I'm single because I said I wanted to date somebody that's attractive, somebody who has their shit together, somebody who's not going to treat me like shit, somebody who's not going to cheat on me, somebody who makes a decent amount of money, and somebody who's not fucking embarrassing. I took those little filters, I put them in a little thing, I click refresh. The search said be fucking for real. So I'm going to wait until God come out with some new people. I don't know.
Basic Complexity.
I'm sorry, I just think that's hilarious because I have met people like that in life. I love the blatant hypocrisy the guy is talking about. I personally think he should be open to gay men or bi or whatever. Guy that makes enough, at least enough, to support himself. That's mainly what it's about. Long as he could take care of himself, that's important. Now, someone else's needs, that's only if you could do that. If not, then basically don't. That's what I have.
All right. My initial reaction is I have no known relation to him, and wasn't what you want, but acknowledge that people are people. In other words, you're entitled to want what you want. Also acknowledge, though, that people are human. And as I've said before, acknowledge that, like you seem to have acknowledged, that certain restrictions will bring you down a potentially longer, if not indefinitely longer, road before finding someone. But, I feel that it's kind of the 60-40 rule. As I'm crossing 40, about to cross 40, I'm knowing more about relationships, and Taha Likes You actually spoke about this playfully on his channel, the 60-40 rule, that you get 60, I think it's 60% of what you want in a particular person, and maybe they're slacking with the other 40, but you can make things work with that 60. Because what some people will do is they'll leave that person with the 60 for somebody who has the things of the 40, and then next thing you know, they're like, oh, well, what happened to my 60? Anyway, so my connection, I don't care. As long as the dude is self-sufficient, money doesn't matter. His money doesn't matter to me. And Basic Complexity, you and I have spoken about this before, and I agree. As far as, quote, having his ish together, I think that's the same thing as having his money able to support himself. Like, I remember early when I first moved to Cleveland, this one dude hit me up, or we hit each other up or something, with a Thug Life tattoo across his chest. But he was just trying to get some extra dollars, basically. Basically, he was looking to get some extra dollars because he was like, yeah, I want to come see you, but my tire broke. can you help me with a new tire? I'm like, get out. No. So no, be self-sufficient. And as far as his part where he was like, I need to be attracted to you. Yes, that is important. I will also say that I classify myself in one of the smallest of ways as a demisexual person, somebody who is attracted to people or can become more attracted to somebody after forming a mental connection with them. All right, and yep, basic complexity or 1 squared, and then I'll do my one squared.
Okay. I'm sorry. Give me just a moment.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, basically, and really it's the way I've always felt. In general, just people just in general be a tad bit more realistic with your requirements, because I've definitely seen a lot of profiles in the past of guys who had extremely unrealistic requirements. And my thing has always been, when it comes to requirements, for a lot of people, don't require something of someone else that you can't even meet. And that's my opinion.
All right. My 1 squared is when he mentioned that he wants somebody to treat him right. Now that can be an abstract it's not a concrete thing what somebody means when they say treat me right, right? But I will say abuse is always a no. Always a no. Always a no. And that it can be, and this is why I'm like classifying it as treat me right, that could be universally understood, but maybe not. Abuse could be physical or mental. So treat me right and don't do those things, because that's an absolute no. Don't gaslight me for anything either. Don't put your hands on me. Don't gaslight me. Anyway, as far as being not embarrassing, that can vary from person to person as well. That can also be a very abstract concept. Don't embarrass me. Okay, gotcha. That's another not concrete one. Anyway, my 1 sentence for it is, I can't believe that's my 1 sentence, but okay. I said, maybe we are related because we are forehead brothers. And I also wanted to say, dudes in midriffs are kind of cute to me now, but it's not for me. I don't want to do the midriff thing, but I'm digging this trend of men in midriffs. I'm sorry, I'm homosexual. I can't help it. It's complexity. No, you already went. Yeah. So my question, hashtag VersTEAv family question. The question for the family is, are you okay with your man in a midriff in public? And what are your relationship requirements? So it's twofold question. First, are you okay with your man wearing a midriff in public? Do you welcome it? Do you desire it? Second, what are your relationship requirements? Basic complexity, are you ready for us to? Oh, no, we're at the closing. So, this has been the close of week 213. Hashtag VersTEAv213. I'm Aaron Mack. You can find me at Aaron Mack, AARONMCK, at VersTEAv.com. That's Aaron Mack at BERSTEAB.com. That is also our website. You can keep track of us there as well. We're all over social media. Just search also hashtag BERSTEAB. You have that as an option, or you can just go to the website. You can do it all. Either way, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. Basic complexity?
Yes, and I'm sorry, I'm still here, but I was trying to. I really was trying to find my notes, but actually,
I'll tell it to them for you this week.
Thank you.
So you are at Basic Complexity on Instagram, on TikTok. You're at My Basic Complexity because somebody stole Basic Complexity from you on TikTok, right?
Basic.
And you can be emailed at basiccomplexity@VersTEAv.com. Now, did you? Well, are you good? Did you want to add anything else, my friend?
No, I believe that's everything.
All right. So I will. We have to turn off YouTube before we get all excited with the music because YouTube will flag and shut us down.
Yes.
So YouTube, we're sorry. Here we go.